Jumbo, and happy Friday to everybody out there. Time for another spiritual tune-up. I'm Mike Dooley, and today's question was posted below just yesterday on Facebook or Instagram. Please post your questions. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the engagement. Thank you for the stars. It's all really appreciated. Today's question, I think, is kind of fun and one we must all have wondered about at some point or another. And that is the validity or lack thereof of astrology, tarot card readings, genetics, even palm readings, tea leaves, all of those things. What's going on? And the questioner brought up the angle of thoughts becoming things. If thoughts become things, which is what I teach, is an absolute inviolate principle as dependable as gravity, it is, then what about these other parameters that seem to indicate, destiny or fate, etc.? Well, to back up, astrology, tarot cards, genetics, palm readings, tea leaves, all of those things. Wow, there is totally something there. The validity is indisputable. It is shocking and uncanny how these things can have such profound accuracy in our lives. But very much like the concept and phenomenon of karma, which I spent a lot of time with on an earlier spiritual tune-up, they are not absolute laws, and they do not indicate any kind of destiny or obligation. They are generally misunderstood to the degree, which is why I'm bringing it up right now, to the degree that people give their power away. Don't do that. Nothing trumps your ability to choose your thoughts in the present moment and dictate how the rest and best of your life will unfold. It doesn't matter if you were a pirate in the last incarnation. It doesn't matter if Saturn is rising on Venus. It doesn't matter what your palms say. The way reality works, in its truest sense, defies all logical reasoning. As many have taught, and as can be deduced, we live in an eternal now, an eternal expanding now moment point. And contrary to what our physical senses say, that life is happening and therefore we must react, we are happening and life is responding. And life is rearranging the stars, almost literally, based on your focus. It's already been shown and mentioned by many profound leaders prior to me that the reason, for example, card readings, tarot cards, can be so accurate is literally different people, with all other things equal, different people will draw different cards. Now, our brain wants to say, the next card is, the Ace of Spades. I don't know my tarot cards. The next card is the Ace of Spades, so no matter who shows up, they're going to get the Ace of Spades. So how can that be meaningful? The next card is not the Ace of Spades. Do not believe your physical senses. The next card will depend on who picks it next. This is the theory of relativity and Einstein in ways that it is not typically understood. So cards will change based on people and when they choose them, contrary to physical senses. It has been said that the lines in our palm will actually change in a lifetime, reflective of what's going on here. True or not true, I don't know that there's any basis to that. It sounds pretty kooky to me, but there's no disputing that by changing your thoughts, your focus, your joy levels, you'll live longer, be more productive, and therefore there has to be some lenience or wiggle room within palm reading, and or perhaps palms literally do change over the course of a lifetime. Genetics. Bruce Lipton, my brother, has shown through various studies that our genes do not dictate everything about our physical evolution, and that they change based on our beliefs. Beliefology is his coined terminology. So then finally there's the stars in the sky. And I can only say, while I don't think they literally move based on your moods, I would say what they reflect are greater aspects of your identity that are extremely unlikely to change during a lifetime. I mean, you're drawn to the arts or you're drawn to logic. You're left-brained or right-brained. So there's some things that are not going to change in your lifetime, and nor would you want them to, because this is the stage you chose with objectives in mind. And so within these parameters, there's still infinite possibilities for joy, fabulous relationships, health and healing, miracles, the unexpected. So in some of these parameters that seem to dictate fate and fortunes, there are infinite possibilities for variations therein. And so we can find that these systems are crazy accurate in tuning into probabilities and likelihoods. I talk about probabilities all the time. We choose our lifetimes and our personality set, if you will, based on what we want to experience during the adventure. The likelihood that we would be guided or misguided will play into our objectives. These create probabilities. Somebody asked the other day, why would I want my parents to die when I was 12 years old? Why would I choose that? That was yesterday's question. Great question. Nobody would choose to have their parents die when they're 12 years old, but they would choose a stage where that was clearly a probability. It's not a probability in all cases. Although things shift so much, there's always room for evolution and unexpected surprises. But part of that parameter, part of that stage would have suited your own objectives for learning, growth, self-reflection, discovering your power without the guidance of parents from age 12 and beyond, and it would have suited you perfectly, or you wouldn't have chosen. And it doesn't mean you wanted that to happen, but it means in the array of probabilities, even that one would make this lifetime super worthwhile versus not having this lifetime. So the bottom line, your thoughts become things. That's the end all and be all of living the life of your dreams. You do not need to worry about karma or your stars. Be extremely careful choosing your fortune tellers. Okay? A young soul fortune teller will predict the future. That's the first red flag on the play. Get up and go away. Politely, discreetly. Pay them your fee and then mix in a dash of salt with everything they said. The future is not predictable. There are probabilities, and some veins are far more likely than other veins, but nothing is set in stone, and only an immature soul would be so reckless as to tell you what's going to happen next. Sometimes they'll be right. That doesn't mean the next time they'll be right. And if you base your life and choose your focus, your thoughts, based on a fortune teller who doesn't know any better than to, predict the future, you've given your power away. You have your power. It's in your thoughts in the present moment. You get what you think about. You get what you talk about. You get what you move with. You are loved and adored. You are pushed on to greatness every day. You are inclined to succeed. Your positive thoughts are 10,000 times more powerful than your negative thoughts. You rule the roost in a game that's rigged in your behalf. Tally ho, everybody, amigos y amigas, I love you. Happy Friday. May it be the best of your life so far, and the same for this blooming weekend that lies ahead of us. Thanks, Julie and Alexandra and Maria. Ciao, Bella, and we'll see you on Monday. And then on